I'm from the
Same place as trap music, this that first react music. They can't hold me back, I'm feeling good cause I'm black music. Can't nobody touch.
Good evening and welcome everyone back to another episode of Cigar Sundays Live, where we define, examine, and analyze words, sayings, and phrases used in American culture. And tonight we will be smoking on emotional intelligence. So grab your thinking caps and get ready to smoke on words with two big nerds, myself, Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV, and the God, Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm. And we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God. How you feeling? I can't even hear you, God. I can't even hear you, God. What we got? We got what's going on here? Let me get a radio check. Lima Charlie 1-2. How copy? Check.
I had to go old school with it, trying to be fancy.
It's okay. It's okay.
Trying to be fancy. Now I was saying like it's springtime, God. Like my rabbits, they started, humping around, right? Like it's
I got some questions about that too. I saw that post. I got some questions about that. I was like, was that it? Is that all that was that quick?
Yeah, the fall off, God. You look for the fall off, like the ooh wee.
I seen the fall. I seen him jump up on the box and was like,
yeah, he had to catch her, and he had to, she wasn't with it at first, but she,
I saw that she was playing hard to get. I seen that.
Yeah, but that's gonna be good. So in about a month, we're gonna see how I do, man, and hopefully, and this is why I like, right, natural nature, and when humans place themselves in nature and trying to control things, right? Because even though my rabbits bred, it's still up to me providing the conditions for her to feel comfortable enough to actually give birth, right? So she might actually, can we say I don't know what the A word is, abort. She might actually
no, she might not complete the life.
And that could be a choice that she make based off her comfortability, based off my ability to provide good husbandry, right? So like it's all a good learning experience, and it's so exciting because they, you get another chance again in a month, right? So you just keep on going, and it's just dope, bro. So far so good, man. I'll let you know how I go.
Nah, I'm definitely all eyes and everything, posted. But that's so dope. But I did. Y'all need to check out the guy Ali Dawood L at BK Soul Farm on IG. He posts all the stuff that's going on around the farm, y'all. Like it's interesting, So check him out on IG. Check out his YouTube page, and about the book. We're not gonna get to that at this particular second, but we're gonna get to it, right? But y'all still need to go get it. But yeah, God, always I am thankful for another day. Thankful to be a better version of myself than I was yesterday. Always trying, working at that, and been enjoying spring break myself. I think I done took the whole month off. I think it said, it was Pisces season. We just going right. So, and enjoying life, enjoying my wife.
Hell yeah, I know that's
thankful for every opportunity and all the past things that I needed to learn from, and things I needed to be improve, and things I'm maintaining, and all that good stuff, you know. So trying to be better all the time in all ways. And with that said, being better, y'all know today is March 22nd, and we have a subscribe to DB Chef TV contest and win $100 cash. And like we said, we're gonna be doing this from now to the end of the year. Okay, so it is March 22nd, and this is how this routine is going to go. We always going to announce it right here on Cigar Sundays Live with myself and the God Ali Dawoodel, because you know what, we always ready to go right here on Sunday. So I think this is the perfect place for y'all to show up and get your money, and with two big nerds. So tonight's winner is Superstar 7, YouTube user Superstar 7 N940. Okay, so congratulations to you. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a watcher of our content. Thank you for supporting us. It really means a lot. We really appreciate you. To everybody out here, you know, this is just the first person. You could be next. So as always, what we would like to do to remain safe and make sure that the person who wins does receive their funds, because there's a lot of fraud going out here, a lot of, you know, underhandedness, and we, you know, we thrive on integrity and being honest about things. So Superstar 7, if you're listening, if y'all know Superstar 7, somebody know him, we're gonna try to reach out to you, but you have 48 hours to send your Cash App tag to Chef Pearl at dbcheftv.com. It's in the upper left-hand corner if you're looking at it, or right-hand corner, however you're viewing this, for payment and verification. And I just need you to send your Cash App tag to me at Chef Pearl at dbcheftv.com, and we're going to get you paid. You got 48 hours now. That's from now till Tuesday night. Okay, at 2000, 8 o'clock for civilians. Okay. If you don't let us know something, we are gonna reach out to you though, because it's $100. We not, you know, trying to. We really appreciate you. We want you to have it. But if we don't get a response or anything, then it just goes right back in the pot to the next wonderful person like yourself. And you know, we still gonna keep doing this each and every third Sunday of the month, right here on Cigar Sundays Live till 2026, God willing. And yeah, thank you for subscribing. Also, y'all, like we said, don't forget to check out www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by the God Ali Dawoodel. Go get that. You need to have that. It's springtime. It's the perfect time to open up that book and take a chapter and implement it and get yourself sustainable. All right. So let's go ahead and get into emotional intelligence. So our questions for emotional intelligence tonight. Number one, what do you think of when you hear the words emotional intelligence? 2, how do we identify if someone really lacks emotional intelligence or they just don't care? 3, how do you think social media is influencing emotional intelligence? 4, in our culture, is emotional intelligence seen as strength or weakness? And last but not least, our 5th and final question, is the phrase emotional intelligence bad, good, or misunderstood? And you know what you got to do, y'all. Y'all got to stick around to the end of the show to find out what the Cigarden Panel thinks. Is emotional intelligence bad, good, or misunderstood? So we always invite you to exchange your insights in the live chat or comment below, depending on where you're watching this at. And like we say, links all in the description for everything. If money's tight, it's all right. we're gonna love you if you just go ahead and smash that like button. It helps us, y'all. We really appreciate it. Let's get into our first question. What do you think of when you hear the words emotional intelligence? The God Ali Dawood El, that BK Soul Farm.
Peace, God.
Peace, God.
Yo, so for me, the very first thing I think about is consideration, right? I think that it requires uh consideration, right? It requires for you to know who you are first and know that you're talking to another human being and that you need to be responsible and receptive to their flaws and their humanity, right? If you want to engage in communication with this person, right? Um, I also think about being a grown up or being a responsible human being, right? That's when I think about being a grown up. I think grown ups are responsible human beings. You know, all people are human, but to be a responsible human being, like that's different, right? Like that means that you're taking care of yourself in all facets and to the best of your ability. You are preparing to take care of yourself further for the future because you recognize that right now is right now, but tomorrow changes may come and you may need to be adaptable, right? So you take those things into consideration. You you make sure that you are able to support and sustain yourself first always, right? And then those that are with you, either that come from you or that you choose to let hang around, right? That's why I say responsible human. um, I think that I think we ain't talking problems yet. Um, but I think that it's the ability to not be emotional actually, and to recognize that you are being flooded or powered by emotions, and that you need to take a step back and breathe, right, and catch yourself before you wreck yourself, as they say back in the day, right? I think is 100% logical and brain power and mind control is literally mind over matter, like this body, because you only have 100% control over yourself. So if you don't have mental control over this body, you're liable to do whatever you want, and everybody can't claim Tourette's. You know what I mean? Like not everybody. um
Right.
so that's what I think, God. I think consideration, I think being a grown up, I think being a responsible human being, I think that is all logical and not emotional at all. I think is recognizing that you're having emotions and taking the time to process them and making a sound choice.
Emotional intelligence, making a sound choice, being grown up, being responsible, consideration, choosing who you hang around, things like that, taking a step back,
Yeah.
a lot of valid key points. Um, a lot of valid key points. Yeah. I'm thinking in my meaning, I'm thinking it means the same thing. Uh, you know, um, you know, it's so funny because I'm just like, damn, when you said something, and I had an experience I hadn't shared with you yet, but you said that you choose the people that you choose to hang around, the company you choose to keep. And I had a situation where I was trying to bring something else to light, and the person was pointing out a person who I wouldn't choose as a friend because you know what I'm saying was pointing out everything to deflecting on the issue, but everything that had nothing to do with the issue about um my personal life and how and what it reflected was like they don't know anything about my personal life.
The hell you talking
about? Because you're not my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was my friend, you would know my personal life. Right? And it was I didn't respond to that on purpose because it's just like obviously you don't understand why you don't know what my personal life is like. You know what I'm saying? But immediately that was, to me, something that I identified with emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Was that to make a comment like that means you're not focused on your friends. You're not focused enough on the company that you keep, on the people that you have around you. But what you are observing is a person who, doesn't need a whole bunch of friends, because the friends that I have are valuable. We have, we treat each other a certain way. It's reciprocated, you know. Um, and then of course there's things that you grow from, like, like I always say, like, I don't need no new N-word friends. I don't need people who think on that level
at all.
Because right, because like that's when I'm being the worst version of myself. I don't even like the N-word about me.
100% not.
So that's it. So like understanding that is like, okay, well, if that's the version you want, I choose not even to communicate because I'm, like we say, we actually trying to do what we say, wake up and be better versions of ourselves than we was yesterday. And it's not just the day before. It's like 10 years ago yesterday, 15 years ago yesterday, 20 years ago yesterday. It's all encompassing because we already know what being that way. Matter of fact, if we would have been that way, probably wouldn't even have been in this position for you to even see me exemplify that low vibrational energy, on accident, or, so because that emotional intelligence, I think that is something that everybody's always working on. That whole, we learned it in the church, like the only person perfect is Jesus, right? So that means that you're going to deal with some things and you're going to have to keep learning. But when I hear it, it makes me think of holding yourself accountable, like not needing somebody else to hold you accountable, being able to acknowledge the fact that you made a mistake. Like we put it in, and then put it in like American culture context. Like, I don't need the police to tell me not to do something. I know that I shouldn't be doing that. I don't need a consequence, for me to, or severe, like they say, everything don't need somebody to go to jail for, right? Everything don't need somebody to call the police on. If you are, what you were saying, a grown up and responsible, and then there's some consideration, then everybody can discuss their own actions, since nobody died, right? Because death is the only thing you can't come back from. Okay. Then the emotional intelligence is to be able to sit down and have a discussion like adults, like grown-ups, and say, okay, well, this is what I didn't like. This is what I didn't like. Okay, so then what do we do to move forward? We don't have to be friends. You know what I'm saying?
And that could be the way we move forward.
Right. Like we don't have to be friends. We don't have to be buddy and chums and shit. Like
it don't have to be beef either.
Right, but it don't have to be beef.
Yeah.
It can be coexisting, and you over there where you at, and I'm over here where I'm at, you know. But I think that there's a level, like from that example, a lack of emotional intelligence when somebody is worried about what you got going on that's peaceful, you know, that like ain't loud, isn't bothering nobody, isn't upsetting anyone, you know, isn't tearing down, isn't, you know, causing any conflict,
Mm.
you know. But some people need loudness, you know, some people need loud music all the time. Some people need animals barking all day long for hours on end. You know, some people need to stand outside and talk loud so everybody can hear their conversations. You know, they don't value privacy. Um, you know, it just don't value privacy. You
You
got
know, it's
you,
crazy because you say that. I'm thinking about that, right? They don't value privacy. But if you was to say something about their conversation, they would 100% tell you to mind your business. It's
I'm like, how when you broadcasting it for everybody to hear, right?
like they would 100% want you to. I had a supervisor that we used to sit in the same office, maybe 5 feet apart from each other. And he used to have conversations with his colleagues, talking about other employees and other coworkers and stuff like that, just talking all kind of reckless business. And he 100% tell us, he was like, "Yo, um, just because you hear me on the phone don't mean you hear me on the phone." Like he would 100% expect us not to be listening to his loud ass conversation that he having. And I'm like, "Yo, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Like, like that's impossible for me not to hear you tell somebody to use you as a reference and listen to you dog them out as a reference." I'm like, I'm never using you as a reference.
right. You know, so I definitely agree with that grown up,
Hmm.
being responsible, accountable. You know, accountability is a very strong word in my own uh belief system, because you know it has the word responsible in it, it has the words mistake in it, you know, it has the words behavior in it, you know, all inclusive of that definition. And all of those things are your choices determine your outcome, you know. So if I don't find way, if I don't get to a level where I find a way to hold myself accountable, then I'm going to make a lot of bad choices. I'm going to make a lot of choices where other people have to tell me what I did wrong, and then I have to determine whether or not if I'm going to have the emotional intelligence to accept that, to acknowledge it, or you know, still be deflecting and still be, you know, trying to be right when I'm fully wrong. You know, so
Technically, well, technically,
using the technicals
I hate that shit.
and deflecting, talking about something else, instead of my own actions, and you know,
What you
being,
did was, if you ain't did that, then I would have never.
you know. But like you said though, we had a conversation before where, because of how we think, people will say we crazy because,
Hell yeah.
you know, because we say we don't have time to waste on you with lies, so we're not gonna lie on you, we're gonna tell the truth, you know. And if I'm willing to tell the truth on myself, then you know I'm willing to tell the truth about you, you
Hmm.
know. So like I ain't gonna lie. If we both lying, then it's cool. We both lying. We must have both did something that we agreed on, something to lie about.
Yeah.
Okay. But if one person telling, then if they telling on themselves, then they'll tell on everybody else too. You know, and we see this playing out, you know, with the whole
Every day.
every day. Criminal activity. You know,
It is the new criminal activity.
it is the new, you know, telling is okay, you know,
It
according
is
to,
the way.
it is the way. So, you know, um, when I think of, you know, when I think of it, you know, I think of that accountability. And 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 compassion for the other person's situation, like, you know, like not looking to what you said, consideration, the compassion is the same, you know, kind of like the same thing, but those things right there all check that same box for me: that compassion, that accountability, that being grown up, um being willing to have tough conversations,
Hmm.
you know, being willing to, you know, see the other person's perspective and view, you know, not just be closed minded, being able to allow a person a chance to correct themselves, you know,
Hmm.
where like part of emotional intelligence for me when I think of it is like this saying, like a saying that I have, like apologies not sincere if you continue the same activity, if you continue the same behavior, you know. So what's the reason in apologizing or being sorry if you're gonna just keep on doing the same thing? Like, to me, that sounds like you looking for a sucker. You're looking for somebody that you could just keep doing the same old thing too, and eventually they just supposed to accept it and be cool with it.
Hmm.
But then you would just apologize, you know, because you think that's what they want to hear, or that's the clever thing to do. But then no action is reflective, you know. So to me, that's not emotionally intelligent. To me, that's like playing with somebody's emotions.
100% is manipulation.
You know, to me, that's playing with somebody's emotions, and we see what happens in real life when people play with each other's emotions, right? So,
Hmm.
yeah. So, you know, that's what I think of when I hear the words emotional intelligence, accountability,
Yeah, I
um,
wrote that down.
you know, um, keeping your word, you know, well, being able to, yeah, keeping your word too. Yeah, keeping your word. That's part of emotional intelligence. Yeah, because a lot of people be like, "You lied. You ain't say what you ain't do what you said you was gonna do." So, and it goes back and forth with that. Well, if you wouldn't have did this, then I wouldn't have did this, and if you, yeah, and it's like, okay, well, we already did that. What we gonna do now?
Mm-hmm.
So let us know in the comment section, y'all. What do you think of when you hear the words emotional intelligence? We see this a lot uh in a lot of social media, a lot of, you know, different contexts. And um when you watch the dating shows, they got to pop the balloon. I hear a lot of younger people than myself, even people my own age range. I hear them saying that when they asking the girls, what are your deal breakers, or what are you looking for in a woman, or what are you looking for in a man? I be hearing this: emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence. And I'm just like, damn, every it must be a lot of lack of emotional intelligence out here for everybody to be looking for the same daggone thing, you know. So let's dig a
Hmm.
little deeper into it. We want to find out, you know, a little bit more about this emotional intelligence thing, since it's such a hot topic, since everybody looking for it. So, you know, let's see if we can peel back some layers on it. Let's get to this definition. So tonight, y'all, we are smoking on emotional intelligence, and we are at the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition of emotional intelligence. Is it's given to us as a noun, and it is defined as the ability to recognize, understand, and deal skillfully with one's own emotions and the emotions of others. And then it has in quote, as by regulating one's emotions or by showing empathy and good judgment in social interactions. In social interactions. The ability to recognize, understand, and deal skillfully with one's own emotions and the emotions of others, as by regulating one's emotions or by showing empathy and good judgment in social interactions. What's your
Yeah,
thoughts on that, God? What you got on that?
I think that's what we said. I think that's what we said. I think that's literally consideration, right? The to recognize and to have an ability to recognize and understand. Like that's consideration and deal skillfully, right? Deal with one's own emotions, right? Like that's being a grown up, right? Being a responsible human being, right? Having accountability, like your own emotions,
Well, of your own emotions, right?
as well as the emotion of others. Like that literally means you have to take in consideration that you dealing with somebody else that's going through a moment or
Right.
two.
That's that empathy, right?
That's that empathy, right? Like so you have to have consideration for them.
Right. Not humbling yourself.
Not humbling yourself,
You
just
know, humble is for your God, is to God.
nah, this is empathy. This is
Empathy is to humans.
yeah, this is straight consideration. Like, yo, I'm this is another human that I'm dealing with, right? And good judgment in social interactions, right? Like that's literally when as soon as you leave your house or as soon as you leave your room or as soon as you leave the bathroom and you dealing with somebody else, that's a social interaction, right? And have good judgment when you dealing with your wife, with your children, with your parents, right? With your loved ones, with everybody. Just have good judgment in dealing with people, right? Like don't be a jerk on purpose unless you just want to get punched in your face.
With your co-workers, with your neighbors,
Yeah,
with
just
with
yeah.
with people that you go to the store and customer service, and like it's not limited.
It's social, like social interactions is everybody outside of yourself.
Exactly. And it says right here, a large part of emotional intelligence is being able to think about and empathize with how other people are feeling. It involves considering how you would respond if you were in the same situation, you know and that's why I said, like,
Ooh, I like that guy. I like that. I apologize. Like they even gave you a definition to think about consideration, right?
hmm
Like it ain't even like it's literally how would you respond if you was in that same situation?
how would you respond if you was in the same situation?
I,
The problem with that is, though, is everybody's emotional intelligence. Everybody does not possess the maturity, the grown-upness, like you said, let's use that word,
mm,
to recognize, understand, and deal skillfully with their own emotions.
facts.
you know so because they don't know how to deal skillfully with their own emotions, then it's always going to be a struggle for them to make a good judgment in social interaction. you know
Especially if the majority of communications we feel that somebody's insulting us or talking down to us and we're defending ourselves all the time, it's hard for you to consider the other person if you're listening to their tone and their tone is offensive
or their words are offensive, and
or
and
their
you're not, and
words,
and
right?
you're
Yeah,
not being considered. You're
cor-
blatantly not being considered. Yeah.
correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So, at that point in time, that's where situations like that, I'm like, well, is it over? You know then you have to pick and choose what you're going to do. You have to be like, okay, well, am I going to indulge, or am I going to take a high road? But then, once again, a lot of times when you take that high road and don't say nothing, people would take that kindness as a weakness because they're already emotionally unintelligent.
But the high road isn't necessarily not doing anything, is more so you doing the most, right? Because you still need whatever it is that you need. You just got to get it without this person. So you got to go around their ass, right? Like the high road.
Maybe, you know, because maybe nobody, because maybe whoever you go around, you know, because maybe trying to go around them, whoever you go around them to, maybe their rules are so crappy that the person will put their energy into finding loopholes in the rules.
That's true too. Yeah.
You know, just so they can purposely antagonize. You know, like people will put energy into purposely antagonizing versus purposely solving the problem.
Yeah, and it moved from the internet, what we call them trolls, to real life, right? Like,
You know,
yeah.
because some people that, you know, they bored, they don't have nothing else positive to do, so it's like, you know, well, I'm gonna find a way to just, I'm bored
Entertain
today.
myself.
Yeah, let me entertain myself by pissing you off. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, let me entertain myself by self-improving by doing something that's gonna add on to, you know,
Nope.
to my future, to
Make you
something
mad.
that, to the quality of my life or something like that. You know what I mean? Like none of that. But they got time for, you know, what they call the demon time. They got plenty of time to do demon stuff, but they don't have no time to be God.
Hmm. No time to be God.
You know,
They be
so
God when they go to sleep in their dreams.
who knows? I don't even know. You know,
I know, right?
like who knows? I don't even know. You know, I just when they sleeping, they in their personal private space. You know what I mean, God? And I'm just like, you know, I only have to deal with you in the public when what we talking about right here in social
Social
interaction.
interactions, yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
know, so like I just would like for you to be a good human, you know, and try that. Like whatever you do in your own home, or in your own bed, or in your own brain, you know, like that's your business. You know, that's yours. But you know what you do in your social capacity, you know, that affects other people. So let's head on over to the thesaurus and see what they give us for emotional intelligence. And they say there is nothing that is like it.
You
That is
either
correct.
doing it or you're not.
You either doing it, you either got it or you don't. You know,
Oh
and
man.
this what makes it crazier, even crazier, because it just has one definition, right? And we see that everybody wants this, and everybody is out here working on their AI, their artificial intelligence, but nobody's putting effort into their emotional intelligence.
Yeah, because artificial intelligence is not your own brain, it's not your own actions. Somebody else is responsible and accountable for the outcome of or whatever is generated, right? Emotional intelligence, all this is work. Like to look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I don't like what I see, and the things that I don't like, I'm gonna change if they're changeable, which most things are, right? And to actually hit the gym, go for a walk, eat less Twinkies,
Put down the
right?
cake, right? Put down the cake.
You know what I'm saying?
Put down the
Uh,
bonbons. Put
like,
down the ice cream.
like, so, but all those, but all those things that we're talking about right now are all actions that a person has to do personally,
Personally, right?
right, for themselves first, which is a lot of work, which is what people, which is why everybody say they want it, right? Because that's what the AI, that's one of the questions later. But um yeah, nah, it's just AI makes you lazy, right? It can give you a meal plan, it can give you tell you what to buy from the grocery store, right? With this, you actually got to think about what you want to eat.
because it's yours. It's your emotions.
It's your
You-
emotion. Is
right.
your
You have
belly.
to
It's
think
your
about how you're gonna conduct yourself,
yeah.
how much consideration you're gonna have, you know,
For you first,
for
right?
you first.
And then you go to the next part for other people.
Right.
That's a lot of work.
It sounds like it. I don't think it is. You know, I
I,
don't think it's a lot of
it,
work, dog.
so
And
I
maybe
said
just because I've been on Earth a little bit longer, thank God. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
yeah,
I
but
just don't think that it's a lot of work. I just think it's like every other thing that you have to work on. You know, and but the first step is acknowledging that there's a problem, even if you did it, even if it's your problem first. Like, okay,
I agree with that.
like I have to be better at this. You know, like I need to do something different with this. I don't care whether it's how I'm dealing with people, how it's um my hygiene, how it's if it's my eating habits, if it's my finances, whatever it is. I
Whatever it
have
is.
to I have to acknowledge first that I need to do better at this. I want to change something about it. I want to do something different about it. Whatever it
Correct.
sounds like to me in my head first. You
Correct.
know, if I got somebody complaining about something all the time, then you know what I need to do? I don't feel like hearing them complaining all the time. That was a big thing, like in the military, when they'd be like, you don't want to hear somebody yelling at you and complaining, like in boot camp, then do what you're supposed to do. You know, like follow the rules. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you take away the whole I'm not doing what they say do. All right. Forget about that. That's still rebelling against the rules. I'm
Correct.
not doing what they say do. Think about it is I'm not gonna give that person a reason to have to use my name or say my name or say I'm doing anything. That's the mindset to have. I'm not because I'm following the rules. So if you saying something about me, then you lying on me. You know, then it's a complete lie. And my actions, I can provide my actions a transaction of my actions that show you lying.
Hmm.
You know, because that's not the history. That's not my history. That's not my you know, that's not my what do you call it? That's not a repeating thing, a regular thing. You know, when they say as regulating one's
Yeah.
emotions, that's not a regular activity of mine. You know, that isn't something that I regularly do. You know, and like they said, you know, shame on me one time, but you know, second
Hmm.
time I don't want no shame. So you got to have some emotional intelligence, the ability to recognize, understand, and deal skillfully with your own emotions and the emotions of others, as by regulating one's emotions or by showing some empathy and good judgment in social interactions. That's emotional intelligence.
Period.
So let us know what y'all think about that definition in the live chat or the comment section. And we're going to go ahead and jump into our second question. How do we identify if someone really lacks emotional intelligence or they just don't care? How do we identify that? Let us know in the live chat or the comment section below. And don't forget our winner tonight is Superstar 7 for the DB Chef TV subscription contest. Check in with us. Cash App tag 2. Send your information to Chef Pearl at dbcheftv.com for payment and verification. What you think, God?
Truthfully, I kind of think they're the same thing, right? Based off the definition and based off how I'm thinking about it. Um, and I'm gonna use a recent incident that I had over the past couple weeks where a young man was running from the police, and decided to take refuge or try to take refuge in my backyard. And I had to let
No.
him.
No. No.
Yo, God, it was. I gotta send it to you. He was like, excuse
That's
me, sir.
crazy.
Excuse me, sir. I was like, yo, it was crazy. And I had to tell him like, nah, don't go in my yard because I got dogs, right? And it's gonna be bad, right? So don't do that. Um, but what it was all said and done when he got caught the next day, my neighbor, because he wanted to run into my neighbor's yard.
Mm.
My neighbor came and showed me his mugshot and whatnot and all his charges. And I was like, man, this is dumb. Like this dude is a dummy. He lacks emotional intelligence because he got pulled over for running a stop sign. One, follow the law, like stop at the stop sign.
Simple.
Two, not wearing a seatbelt,
Simple.
right? Like not wearing a seatbelt. Like those two things right there is what got him pulled over by the police, right? Turns out my man was on probation, right? So this was going to violate him, and he decided I can't go back right now. So he decides to flee,
He was
right?
definitely going back when he decided that, because he could have talked his way out of a ticket, probably.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a little seatbelt, little thing. He could have told the officer, like, officer, I'm on probation. I'm rushing to get where I'm going. I'm gonna click it right now, and I'm gonna
But
stop.
but he didn't have he didn't think about his own emotions.
Crazy.
He didn't take control of himself and think about that, right? He only thought flee. And I'm like, man, like think about it, bro. Like you're on probation. One, why you not wearing your seatbelt, right?
That part, right? You're
Two,
operating a vehicle while you're not wearing your seatbelt. Like, let's
why
not.
you not?
Yeah,
Period.
like, yeah,
Everybody should be wearing their
yeah.
seatbelt. Like, if you not like wear your seatbelt. Like it's that simple.
That's easy.
Two, stop at the stop sign.
Yeah.
Like not even a rolling stop, like a stop, like stop at the stop sign. Like that's a simple thing. It's different if the cops are messing with you and the cops, you got a cop that's just bored or whatever, and he doing something to antagonize you. That's different. But if
You gave him a reason. You gave him a reason.
but if you violate the law and give him a whole reason, like that's on you. Like you did this whole thing.
Mhm.
Like you really wanted to go back to jail. Right. So that's why I think that they the same thing, right? Looking at the definition and because in my mind, he just didn't care. Right. Like he knew he was on probation. Like he knew, you know what I'm saying? Like he knew he was
Yeah, I
out.
don't think he cared, God.
He didn't care.
I don't think he cared.
Right. But when he was running and when he pulled up to the car guy, like the shake in his hands
Hmm.
made me like he was caring at that moment. Like
Oh yeah, he absolutely.
he was his adrenaline was like he hopped the whole tree, a whole fence that was unlocked.
Yeah, he need check for the lock.
Hopped the whole 6 foot fence.
Ridiculous.
All right, so that's what I think, right? Like based off that, like and when I think about all the other situations, I think people just don't care enough about themselves to even know if somebody else don't have it. Like all those people on those shows talking about, I want emotional intelligence. I want emotional intelligence, right? Like in my mind, they should be emotionally intelligent enough to be able to discern if the person that they're talking to has enough emotional intelligence to continue having a conversation or not, right? To say that they're looking for that is to me is telling this stranger, hey, I need you to start using big words and start talking like I think I want you to talk. Like stop. I don't want you to put on a face.
But
Like
that's the problem, though,
I
God.
I want to use my emotional intelligence to discern if your emotional intelligence is enough to be around me.
But you speaking from, I agree, but let me push back on that a little bit. All right. But you speaking from, we got together about 100 years of life experience, right?
Facts.
Okay. But so we may know what questions to ask. We may see some things
Mm.
and we still give a person some grace, like, okay, but we already saw it and we already knew that, like, we already knew that you was going to be ignorant.
What
Nignorant. Our word, a word that we created here at Cigar Sundays Live. Nignorant. We
ignorant?
already knew that you was going to be nignorant, but we still said, you know what? Give them a chance. You have people that are so good at liars, and then you have so many being liars, and then you have so many people that don't know how to determine the lies, don't know how to identify the lies and the signs of the liars. You know, so
And
that's a.
I think those people want to be lied to.
I
I
don't
think
think they all
I,
want to be lied to, though. I
yo,
think
God, I think most people want to be lied to.
I
I
do
think that's
believe that. I do believe that most
I
people
think
do.
that's what it means to have a believing brain, as Neil deGrasse Tyson say, right? That we are wired to want to believe in a higher power, or believe in something else, or believe in each other. I think that's what hope is, right? Like
But we have to believe in each other for something, no? Like, I mean,
100%.
yeah,
But at the same time, like I gotta see you doing. I just can't. I gotta see.
that's a fact. But what that's a fact. But what we talking about is we know that's see what you're speaking from is 50 years of life,
Yeah.
right? You know, a person half that haven't even traveled, haven't had the same struggle, haven't had the same uh introduction to knowledge of certain things. They don't even possess that level of discernment of and we would say that level of emotional intelligence, being able to identify that they still got the imaginary ideas of stuff, you know, and then they get lied to because they don't see the signs. They don't, you know.
and, and that's what I'm saying, God. Like, cause I'm putting myself back when I was 25, right? And I'm thinking about it. I just really wasn't being honest to myself all the time.
True, but emotional intelligence was not something that we talked about like at our,
No,
like that wasn't even no
thinking,
thing.
but thinking about it now, though, if I wasn't being honest to myself all the time, then that means I was open for the lie.
And you got lied to about a
And
lot
I
of
got
shit.
lied to.
Yeah, you had to learn.
Right? So that's what I'm saying. Like, like folks just gotta, like, I don't know if they wanna, if they want to actually display emotional intelligence right now. I think they just want to have fun. That's what I mean by being honest,
Or just
right? Like
extra selfish. I think
yeah,
it's
that's
I think it's a bit of both. I think they want fun, not don't want to be responsible, don't want to accept accountability,
yeah,
and and just want to be very, very selfish, you
very
know.
selfish, and yeah,
And that's what I think that's what we realize as being older is part of that emotional intelligence, and even in the definition is not being selfish.
yeah,
you know
at all.
at all. When they say by showing empathy and good judgment in social interactions, like that's and one's own emotions, and recognize, understand, and deal skillfully with the emotions of others, like
Yeah,
that's not selfish, because you are considering the others around you or people that you may affect or interact with, you know. And like we always say, like, you know, we working on it. We trying to, you know, like
Yeah.
we're not gonna be perfect at every chance, but when you do get a chance to learn a lesson, did you learn a lesson, or are you willing to repeat the same thing again? Do you think that or are you so selfish that you think that you were so right and you're gonna stand on right even though you know that you're wrong about it? You know,
I'm right, God. I'm right, God. I'm right, right, God.
you know, for what?
So I can sing a song.
Yeah, just so you can sing a song. I don't know, but I don't know. But
That's crazy.
you know, but y'all let us know what y'all think in the comment section. In the live chat or the comment section below, but depending on when you're watching the show. Let's go ahead and move to our third question. How do you think social media is influencing emotional intelligence? How do you think social media is influencing emotional intelligence? Let us know in the live chat or the comments below.
I think social media helps spread the the mis it's not even a miseducation or misunderstanding. It helps spread the fire or the flame, so to speak, right? Because when you watch those shows and everybody's talking about what they want and they talk about emotional intelligence, when I've seen snippets and clips when they actually ask people what emotional intelligence is, they don't have an answer, right? They haven't even processed themselves who they are enough to even know what they actually want. Like they really literally sound like they're looking for a parent.
Which they probably are. To keep it a thou
That's
wow.
like when I watch those shows on social media, like I feel like everything is about we talk independent, but we don't actually mean it. Like we mean dependent. Like I need a safety net. I need you. I need you to have a whole room for me, a whole refrigerator full of food for me. I need you to have a whole everything for me and don't charge me for nothing. It just needs to be there. And like because because
Don't
I
use
had
that example. You gonna make me say something about somebody I ain't even trying to say nothing about, man. I'm trying to.
right like social media just because it doesn't explain it. Like nobody takes the time to expound on it. It's just sound good. It's a what they call it a hot take, so to speak. You
A
know what I'm
sound
saying?
bite.
Sound bite. That's what
A
it sounds
sound
like.
bite.
A sound bite that sound good, but it don't really mean anything if you're talking to somebody who isn't being honest about themselves or with themselves in the first place, right? So when they hear you being honest, it actually offends them because they wasn't prepared to receive it, right? They actually wanted the lie. They wanted you to tell them, you know, that they look good in that outfit, right? Like,
It's so funny you say that. Let's go off track. Let's jump off track for a second. Let's have some fun with it. You know, we be having fun with this. It's Sunday night, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody who tuned in with us, y'all. Make sure to smash that like button. The God Ali Dawudel, the BK so far said they don't like that outfit. I was talking to my little cousin. She was talking about our cousin, Frida, rest in peace.
that's the
And
power
and
freedom.
she was talking about her attitude, and she ain't had no emotional intelligence, right? So she would go up to tell somebody that like you look fat in your outfit,
Yeah.
or you know, or why did you come out the house looking like that? You know, and my little cousin said that she was rude, and I said she was honest.
hmm
You know, and and then I had to explain to her why she was honest because she just automatically thought that that was it was just stuck on rudeness.
hmm
And I was like, it's not just embodied in rudeness. Everybody knows that when you have a family, especially in a black family, they'd be like, you got a big mouth. Ain't that how we say it?
Yeah.
We say that person got a big mouth. So everybody in the family know Cousin Frida, rest in peace, had a big mouth. But what I interpreted is that she was honest.
Yeah.
You know, she would tell you if you look like something, like if you looking sloppy and you'll say, fix yourself, you know, you looking sloppy, you know, don't say it like that. Say it like this. She would correct your language. So what she was trying to do, and what I was sharing with my little cousin was that what she was trying to do was help you improve, but that was the way that she knew how to do it. I said, and because you probably never played sports, you never had somebody who like hustle, move your ass, you know, stop effing around, you know, because you never had somebody who talked to you like that. And your parents were always stop it, don't do that.
One time,
you know, like
two times,
3 times. That's 7 times now I've had to tell you to stop. Why won't you stop? Because you ain't doing nothing but talking. And I'm that sharp enough to realize it at this young age that your words ain't stopping nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, sticks and stones break bones. We'll take that belt to that hind parts. You know, so we grew up like that. Y'all didn't, and that's what I was telling my little cousin. I said, y'all ain't grow up like that. Yeah. You know, so you look at her like she rude, but I look at her like she was honest. You know, and that's the difference where I think that me having the emotional intelligence to understand that where she was coming from. And it was hindsight, because when I was young, I thought it was annoying too, you know. I did. I thought it was very annoying, you know, every time you say something like, give me that, or can I get, or you know, and she'd be like, excuse me, give me what? You know, the correct way that you ask is, may I have that, please? You know, or I want some. Nah, you don't want, no, it's may I have that. She was used to correct and tell, you know, and try to get us to, you know, code switch. She was trying to teach us the code switch early. Because in this lifetime, you ain't gonna be to go ask no white folks, give me.
Give me that, nigga. Give me that.
You ain't gonna be able to go ask no white folks, no gimme. You know, you better learn how to say may I and please and practice it, because like Granddaddy said, you're gonna attract more flies with sugar than you do vinegar. You know, so if you want to get things done, then you need to learn to communicate, because it's a part of social interaction with people. And you know, that was their way, those little jewels, those little elder things that they would do, because they aren't as articulate as we are now. You know, the same way, like even our age group did not have something called emotional. Can you imagine if your wife was talking about when you met her, like y'all been together for like 30, y'all been together since the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Since the 1900s. You know what I mean? It's like, can you imagine if when she was like, are you emotionally intelligent? That was not a thing.
I know.
That was not a thing at all. That wasn't even something that we was even, you know, we was even thinking about. This is some new, you know, this is like lit. And, you know, and what's the one you was talking about first? Main character energy and
yeah,
like, oh, like this is new, God. We just, you know, what we thought was real niggas. You know, like
I can't even imagine what
that's crazy.
My response to do I have emotional intelligence would have been. Like what? I don't even know what that is. Like
what? Like emotional intelligence.
I got pubic hair. Like,
right? Right. I think we had a song. What was this? Like, don't be so emotional. I think that was and I think that was just a line in like a SWV or a Total song or something. Like it wasn't even
the
a
song.
whole way to be. You know, you know. I get so emotional. Whitney Houston. I get so
Yeah.
emotional, baby.
Yeah.
Every time I think of you, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
we thought emotions was love making, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, that's not now. It's something you. It's like, do you got a job? Do you got emotional intelligence? Do you, you know? It's
Yeah.
like it's like this a check off for look. Do you live? Do you own? Do you got your own vehicle? Do you have your own apartment? Do you got emotional intelligence? Do you?
You
You
got a
know,
401k, you got a pension plan, all that stuff, right? Like, are you stable? Yeah, man, it's definitely different.
now that's the list. You know, got to send these young men out the house with emotional intelligence, a job. You know, son, you're prepared. You got emotional intelligence. You got like, come on. Can you imagine if that was what on Fat Albert and the Gang?
That's crazy. I'm just, I don't even know, like, how, like,
We gotta have some emotional intelligence. Apple don't have emotional intelligence, Fat Albert.
like, man, we gotta jump his ass. Like, get him, guys.
Get them, guys. You
Right?
know,
Like,
like they weren't even talking about that. That was just something new. And
I'm even trying to think, like,
it's
even with the
crazy.
definition, short of teaching the golden rule, like, how would you even go about teaching that kind of thing, right? Like, to make sure that somebody has that. Um, I mean, like, because the way we grew up, we it was just natural. Like, we just naturally,
Man, we watched
but but
Granddaddy and
but but
Grandmama.
but we had a lot of moral sayings, and we had a lot of things that we saw. Like, yeah, like, I don't know, man, it's
It
hard.
was
Like,
pimps.
that's
you
what
had
I'm saying, right?
you
Like, it
had
was a lot.
grandma and granddaddy holding the thing together, right? You
Yeah,
had, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
we had pimps. Then we had rappers. We had,
yeah.
that whole thing. We had
Hustlers, yeah, like,
hustlers. We had players.
yeah.
Playettes. All that type of stuff. It wasn't. It was either you gonna do the right thing and get married and stick to it and be that, or you was out here in a world full of
Maybe that's what it was, God. Like,
whatever's going on.
we was inundated with so much stuff that we were forced early to make choices and decisions, right? Like, because we could have went a whole bunch of different ways real easy, right?
Facts.
And it seemed like, because, not because, like, there's a lot less exposure to that kind of stuff, so all of the quote unquote negative sides of society seem like it's on TV or just in the quote unquote hood, right? As it's portrayed on TV. Um, but I don't know. It just seems weird, right? Because I'm trying to figure out, like, what's, because we had crack and crackheads and heroin addicts and
Getting
shit like
crackheads. Everybody was not
that.
thinking about nothing emotional. They was talking about thinking about that next hit. That's it.
But you had to have your emotional intelligence and your head on a swivel to navigate, going to school, going to the store. You had to traverse, that environment with all those pitfalls, those dangers, all those mentors, right? Because you had a bunch of good people that were supportive of you, but then you had a
Big
bunch of
facts.
people that were, um, hoping for your downfall, hoping that you joined them, so to speak.
Man, I
You know,
had I'm telling you, God.
you know what I mean? So, like, now it seemed like, it's so much push for a monolithic thought process on goodness or fairness, you know, even though there's no real set standard of what that is, because we refuse to do reparations, right? We refuse to even acknowledge wholeheartedly that a wrong was done and that an apology should be had, and we got to repair, right? So as long as we keep doing that, like social media just like it's just gonna just keep pushing it, right, God? Like it's just gonna keep pushing the words, right? Just it's all about the words, no actions.
Yeah, they can keep pushing them. We smoking on them tonight. We
It's
smoking
words.
on that emotional intelligence pack, y'all. Make sure y'all roll up a big old whatever you need, a big old of that emotional intelligence, and smoke on it, light it up with us. And whatever you don't like, just
I'm
leave
trying
it
to
in the
think.
ashtray for somebody else to hit. You know,
I want emotion in somebody who has emotional intelligence.
I want somebody that has emotional intelligence. I'm like, even when I met my wife, we wasn't even on no emotional intelligence. Like, you know, honestly.
Can I talk to this person or not? Like, can we hold a conversation? Like, you know, can we build and make money together? Like, can we rely on each other? Like, is this person resourceful? I
You
don't
know,
know.
I'm
Maybe
like, do we have some relationship goals?
that's
Right?
what I'm saying, right?
Like what's a relationship goal? Because that's what I see when we look at the emotional intelligence component of the relationships. Like, you're gonna keep learning, you're gonna constantly learning, you're gonna have some, baby, I apologize, I was, whatever. You're gonna get back to what it's supposed to be. But then what's the relationship goal? Because we could have a lot of stuff going on, but what is our goal? And I remember one time I said, I was talking to somebody, not sure who it was, but I said to them, I said, even if your goal is simple as with your significant other, your partner, your spouse, your wife, whatever you want to call it, your husband, your life partner, we gonna get old together. We gonna die together. And whatever we have to do to make sure we do that, that's what we gonna do. And
facts.
if that's our bottom line goal, then everything else is a learning experience and on the way to get to that we can laugh and joke about and talk about it. And then before we go, we might have, if we lucky and we got our health, we can talk about, we can laugh about it and say we did that. I see
Hmm.
you. I see you on the other side.
Hmm.
You know, if it's that, even if it's that simple, it may be simple to somebody else, but it's that big to us because we're willing to put in all the work that has to come with that just to look at each other and be like, you really, really great now, but you wasn't saying that a few years back though, what, like, and
Or
have,
last night.
or last night, whatever it is, whatever but to be able to have that fun and
Yeah,
see that and build that,
yeah,
even if it's
yeah,
just that, it don't have to be. If you
yeah.
putting, we get the rich, we get to this, we get to that. If you have the financial goals, if you have the family, the stuff and everything, that's all good. But it need to be something that's that rock. That's that foundation. That's like, it don't, we still got to get up and do the work every day, but that's the goal right there. So
Yep.
even if it's something that's that small, it may be small. Y'all share that. Don't worry about what nobody else think. That's why they see y'all winning the way y'all winning. That's why they see y'all going through whatever y'all going through, but they see it, y'all doing it. And some people gonna congratulate, and some people gonna hate because they don't want to say, "Hey, what's that? What's that y'all doing?" That stick together, that hold each other down, that emotional intelligence thing. Is that the emotional intelligence, or is it just saying because we come from a different
Mm.
age group, or is it just saying, nah, well, we just said we want to get older. I want to see what she look like when she 100, and she want to see if I can still do this little thing that I do when I'm 100 too. So
Mm.
like, so
I
we
think
just
that's
we got to bet. You know? Is that enough for y'all? Is that okay? Is that why when you look at us and you see us doing what we doing, is that fine for you? You know, what if you just see me and you don't see her? What if you see her and you don't see me? I would ask, why you even looking so hard? Why you not focusing on trying to find that for yourself?
Correct.
You know?
Yo, God, you said something, and it made me think. You know, another way social media influences emotional intelligence, right, is it gives everybody permission to have something to say about your relationship and about your life because you posted it, right?
True, true.
Um, and because it does that, everybody that takes the time to like or comment on your life are literally taking away attention and interest from their own, right? And that's what's happening, right? We spend so much time being looking at as mofos that we're not doing anything about our own situation, right? We're so busy throwing rocks, talking about look over there, don't pay attention to me, the man over here, look over there, look over there, look over there. So I think that's what social media also does. It gives everybody permission, and and instead of permission to see and keep scrolling, we have permission to comment and belittle or uplift as we see fit, and we feel like that also translate off of social media into real life when we see people, right? So we have the right to say something based off, yeah, I don't like that, and instead of saying so, like that ain't got nothing to do with you, we focus on, but I don't like it though,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I
That's
think I
that's
have a complex about that, guy. Like, I don't post personal stuff on my social media. And I think it's because of what you just said right there. Like, you know, I'm being open, honest about it. I'm emotionally intelligent about
that's what you don't do
it. Yeah,
it.
like that's why I don't do it. It's just like, you know, every now and then I throw some stuff out there, like, hey, you know, whatever. But I'm just like, in real life, I'm really getting loved on by my wife. Like in real life, I'm really loving on my wife in real life. Like I'm not really here to highlight real everything. You know, like it's
So you can judge to see how much, yeah, they really do love each other. I told you, because everybody placing bets on every damn thing.
right. You know, or and for me, like I've heard this. I've heard people say they don't post personal things on social media because it's like, well, 1 minute they all look at us, we booed up, and then the next minute is, oh, I can't stand this person and I hate this and all that. And I'm just like, nah, my relationship is good. You know, I just don't want to share it with y'all. You know, I want to be selfish with it. I want to be selfish with my good relationship.
Yeah,
You know, I want to keep it away from you demons. You know, not everybody on the page, you know, but from
yeah.
the people from that hating ass energy, from that, you know, from people being able to determine to look at stuff and, oh, he don't look this or she on this or she on, well, I don't need none of that from you.
Why she not smiling, standing next to him?
Right?
Why,
Like I
why he looking over there? Like,
right.
nah.
Any of that foolishness. Like, no, like we approve of each other,
Period.
you know, and
Point
we
blank.
and
Period.
and we do that, and we what do you call it? We reassure that approval every day.
Literally.
You know, like, and we're pretty confident in it, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm almost sure we willing to die for it, you know. So I'm like, so do I need that? Do I need that? No, that's not a necessity. I don't need the validation from other people because we the only ones getting up putting the work into this to make it work for us. You know, so I don't know if I don't know if I think the all them things that you were saying, God, that is what pollutes the emotional intelligence in the social media space. It's because everybody get a chance to have an opinion and everybody get a chance to, to be judgmental. Fair enough, you got to be judgmental about things, but everybody gets a chance to be judgmental, have their opinion, uh, transfer their energy. Whether it's good, whether it's positive energy or negative energy, because they could say bad things. People can leave a bad comment,
Yeah.
right? But then people could also leave something encouraging and positive. So that's just what you deal with when you put it out in public, and that's why I don't, not my relationship,
And sometimes they're not
not my
even
personal
people,
life.
right?
Yeah,
They're using people using bots out here just to troll people, just to, you know.
yeah. I actually feel good when the person said, "Oh, you miserable, you this, you that," and they don't know nothing about your personal life. I was like, "Oh, that's great. You know nothing about my, you know nothing about my personal life, exactly the way I want it." Because what you gonna add on? You're not adding on to the piece that I get from anything else now. So why would I think that you would add on to the piece of that?
Correct.
You know? And that ain't even the topic. So so moving on to our fourth question. In our culture, is emotional intelligence seen as a strength or weakness? Strength or weakness? Let us know in the comment section or hit the link and pull up. Join the chat, y'all. Join the show. Come up, hit the panel, hit the Cigarden panel. Y'all want to pull up, hit the Cigarden panel and chop it up. You know, is our cultural emotional intelligence seen as strength or weakness in our culture?
God, honestly, I think um, I'm gonna say a weakness, right? Ironically, people are asking for more emotional intelligence, but when I think about it in real life, my real life, using myself as an example, I like to, take how I move in my relationship and superimpose it on everybody else. Like, the people should be doing this, people should be doing that, right?
Yeah.
Um, and and I've been labeled a
Thank you.
simp.
Hold up. Hold up. Let me salute to you. Salute to the guy. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I'm listening. You can impose it on me. You got 30 years. I value that. Okay. I
and
value
and
that.
and I've been accused of being a simp. Like my ways and practices and thought process has gotten me labeled as a simp, right? Because I choose to consider what my partner, what my wife has to say, and what she might be going through in this particular situation. Um, my consideration wasn't looked at as a manly thing or a macho thing. Um, I've even it was actually looked at as a form of me. I was mansplaining, right? They tried to flip it on me and make it seem like I was playing with like manipulating them. You know what I'm saying? With my kindness and I'm just putting on a show, and all this stuff. So honestly, I think that again, which is why I say people need to be honest because they're asking for something that they're not embodying themselves first, nor do they really want, right? I think what they're really asking for are parents, right? When they say emotional intelligence, I want emotional intelligence. Like they're looking for a parent or somebody that's that they don't have to do anything with, right? Because you don't have to do anything with your moms, with your folks, right? You just got to be around, and food's gonna be available, the light's gonna be paid, right? Um, they do their thing, you do your thing. Yeah, pretty much like roommates and just cohabitate, and it's just laziness, man. Like you got like folks got to be honest. They asking for stuff that I don't think they really want, right? Because again, 30 years in the game, and I've been considered a simp, right? By people who are 100% looking for love, and I'm saying I don't understand what's so hard. Right?
you've been considered a simp by cowards. Is that what you said?
Right? Like I don't, yo, God, I don't 100% fact because I don't understand. And this is me 100% not getting it. If you got a single woman or a single person A, single person B, that are both looking to be in a relationship, I think A and B need to figure out if they could be in a relationship with each other. Like they both are looking for a relationship. They are both looking like that goal that you was talking about is to be in a relationship, not to have fun on my way to find a relationship. You got two people that are actively seeking a partner to be in a relationship with, to do life with.
My bad, guy. I couldn't hold it. I just couldn't hold it. You obviously have never watched this pop the balloon thing going on, right?
I've never watched. I've seen clips, and I don't understand. Like I don't get it.
No, you gotta. If you watch one episode, just pick an episode. Just pick an episode. Watch one episode. You'll see it.
It's on TV.
It's on YouTube because it's a pop the balloon. They got a few of them doing it, but what you just said is like it'll never happen. It'll never happen because the guys will come out and be great guys, and a lot of the ladies will turn them down because of this specific thing, physical attraction. So they looking for something that they want to have intimacy with versus something that they really want to have emotional intelligence. But they saying right, they not being honest. Well, they are being honest. That's why they popping a balloon. You know
that part.
They are being honest. That's why they popping a balloon. Yeah. But I see it though. I see that they don't really want emotional intelligence. They want to look at him and they want to be like, ooh, I would screw and do him. Okay. And then they want to work on whatever else need to be worked on after they get that feeling from the love down below. Okay. So that's what they trying to do. They operating on the lowest chakra possible.
If they really want to work on it.
But they popping that crown, talk. You see what I'm saying? which sound like they really drinking crown. That's what they sound like. They sound like they sipping crown, but you know, I ain't judging. I just call a spade a spade. You know, I see it and I'm just like, I already know because I've been there, because I've been young.
Yeah.
You know, and we knew that we had to change our level of thinking in order to get to that place, you know.
You know, I had to realize with myself or make myself feel like, you know, if I am a simp, I'm just a simp for one.
For one, at least, right?
I'm a simp for one. Yeah,
I'm a cold simp for my wife. Look. This was something funny too. I said in my head though, because it was going. I'm gonna tell you about it later when we get. But I'm going. You know, I always use all this stuff as content because it's my life, right? So
yeah.
So like when the person was talking about they don't have no visitors, they don't have no friends, they don't have no this. I was thinking, I was like, oh, that's reassuring to my wife that I ain't got no girlfriend on the side.
100%.
You know, that's reassuring to my wife that I ain't got no girlfriend, that ain't no girl popping up on me. You know what I'm saying? Since you got the watchful eye on seeing what I got going on. You know what I'm saying?
Seeing now, you know what I mean?
The all seeing, since you the thing, you know. So hey, at least thank you for that. At least my wife know. You know what I'm saying? That while she go for that, while we're completing our goals, part of our
Yeah,
relationship goals,
yeah,
you know, that her man is at home keeping his word. You know what I'm saying? Valuing our relationship. So thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? No matter how you presented it, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like you know, for real. We could be
yeah.
yeah, so I'm not upset about it at all. I'm grown. I'm for real grown. You know, I'm for real grown. That's the difference. So in our culture's emotional intelligence seen as a strength or weakness. And God, you say weakness, right?
Yeah.
I do think that it's a weakness too. It and it's crazy because people be asking for it. People be all like, you know, like we said on these, specifically. I'm not picking on Pop the Balloon, but y'all popping, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. I ask this question a lot.
And they ask the question a lot, what are you looking for?
Emotional intelligence.
So I see that as something that they are asking for it as a strength. All right. They're presenting it as a strength. But then when they go through the examination of the particular single person, in that case, the males, because a lot of women are asking for guys with emotional intelligence. Like that's the I hear it coming more from women than I do from guys saying I need a woman with emotional intelligence. You
You
know,
know what's crazy about that guy? Like these dudes actually got up, got dressed, and came to the show to stood in line, did all this. Like ladies, like these guys already. It's like they show like no, like these they unless they just pick some random people off the street and
no,
did
you
it.
gotta no, it's a process. You gotta
The whole process. So these cats are
I asked my wife, could I go? I said, babe, can I just go on that joint one time just to, I'm gonna go ahead and fake like I'm single and everything, just to see if they pop when I step out. Just so I can be like, they ain't pop. Let me just go in there one time, just to go. What do you do? Oh, I own DB Chef TV network. I'm retired fat. Go in there, I clean my face up. They be like, I'm gonna lie about my age. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm 33, 37. I'm 37.
use the hair dye stuff. What they call that?
The
The
Beijing, get some Beijing.
yeah.
Now I just cut it off. I go no face.
Smart, smart.
I just go no face, no hair at all, And I was like, then they ain't gonna like it. I'm gonna have to wear a hat though, because the ball gonna give it away.
Yeah.
The alopecia gonna give it away. They're gonna be like, man, dude got to be at least 40 something. He talking about he 30 something, because I've seen him do that where they be like, the hair. So it's like, damn, like this is a good dude, and you don't like his hair. So
His hair.
wow. So that's one of the reasons why I'm just like, I don't
His hair. That's funny.
I don't think that it is a strength either. You know, I think people are disguising it, are saying it as a strength. I think it is a strength if you do possess it and you do apply it.
Yeah.
But so many people are asking for this thing, but then when they see it presented just in this little short period of time, they find every other reason to, pop their balloon and not give that a chance. So I'm just like, so how much is it? So is that a weakness? I think that it is looked at more so as a weakness. It's one of them. It's like I want you to. I want you to. I want you to be in love with me, but I don't care how you treat me.
Mm.
That type of delusion, confusion.
Yeah.
So then you end up sticking around for foolish stuff. Because you in love
It's
and
called
you
a
don't.
toxic relationship.
You know, And it seems like they be asking for these things to encompass this emotional intelligence right up there. We're having a job, gotta have this together. They own place, they own vehicle, they own this. Okay, you know, ain't nothing wrong with that. But then, well, it's just the physical attraction. Well, you said something about you believe in God, but you're not a Christian. You know, now I can understand that if a person is, if they know their family is real diehard, like you at church on Sundays, you know, you in the choir Bible study on Thursday, you know, Tuesday Bible, Tuesday night, you in the youth choir, the youth ministry, you know, you a deacon board. If you all into it like that, with like y'all actually own a church, then possibly so. You know, and even in Islam, I've seen that too, because it was a young lady, it was a guy on there, and he was a little light skinned brother, and she said, I'm gonna have to pop just on his complexion.
Complexion?
Yeah, she was like, because she was being cool with it too. She was just like, just on his complexion, because you know, and she had her whole, you know, you know, she had, I don't know what to call it. I don't want to misplay, but her head was covered in everything, you know what I'm saying? And she was a Muslim sister, you know. So you know, so she was just like, nah, like I'm not gonna be able to bring that home. I'm not gonna be able to.
His complexion, I got you. Yeah.
Yes, and she was just like his complexion. So that was very respectful, and you know, and
he'll die and I die.
You know, I don't know. You know, I'm a Muslim in the context of one who submits to the will of God. I'm not a Muslim in the context of I'm going to go take, you know,
a
shahada or nothing like that. You know, but shout out to them brothers and everybody else. You know, we don't discriminate. Everybody trying to find some religion, keep some sanity, keep some peace. You know, in this crazy, wicked world we live in.
Whatever helps you sustain and provides you with emotional intelligence. Like if the question was, do I think emotional intelligence is a strength or a weakness? I think it's 100% strength.
Absolutely, if you exemplifying it, and
I think everybody needs to, again, like it's literally what I say every day, right? Be the very best version of yourself. That's that.
That's the goal each and every day.
All right.
Each and every day. Do something today. Plant a seed today that I could possibly enjoy the fruits tomorrow. So we're gonna need some emotional intelligence to do that.
Yeah.
Because everything ain't gonna always go the way you want it to go when you're trying to plant that seed. So you gotta have to be able to have some patience with things. I get it. And we always working on it, striving to be better, striving to do better. That have to be the mindset. If that's not the mindset, then that's not what you're gonna get.
If you're just trying to do something just to stay active because you don't want to get bored, that's what I'm saying, right? Like everybody that got a problem with being bored, like, man, y'all haven't found happiness yet, right? Because like when you have the opportunity to be bored, like you can rest.
Right? You can rest, right? Ain't that like you can just chill and rest. You don't have to be bothered. You don't need no look, guy, you don't need no visitors. You don't need no friends. You don't need to hang out with nobody.
You don't need none of that.
You don't need to go over nobody's house. You don't need to hang out at the park or nothing.
You ain't gotta spend no money. Like
you can just chill and rest.
Just rest and recover. Right, and relax.
You know,
right, like reflect.
There we go.
Right, like that's what you can do, and that's what we're supposed to do when we're bored. We're supposed to, you know,
strategize on a win. Okay, while I'm chilling right now, this is what we're doing. Okay, but am I really resting?
And instead of winning, we decide to link up and go like, how can we spend money? How can we go and have fun? How can we go and waste our time, right? And not win for real. We just want to win. We just want to feel like what winners feel like after they won without actually winning.
Say that one more time. Just want to feel like winners win. feel like a winner that won without
Yeah,
actually winning.
yeah. They were like, we ain't do no running in the race. We are 100% on the podium talking about, yeah, that's my brother, that's my son, that's me up there. I did that.
Look, I ain't did no sweating,
I ain't did
but
no sweat.
but I went and bought the whole gold medal and the sweatsuit that that they had.
I can do that. You sell that at the shop. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right. I went and bought the whole sweatsuit and the gold medal, but I ain't did no sweating.
Nah, God, that's way too much work.
And then somebody gonna say that they the sucker for putting in the work and making history.
Because you could have just went and bought this joint
Right.
and took the same picture.
Because you could have looked like it.
You could have looked like it looking
instead
at
of actually be it.
And instead of actually being it.
It's wild. It's wild. But y'all let us know how wild y'all think it is. You know, in the live chat or in the comment section below, depending on where you're watching this at. Tonight, y'all, we are smoking on emotional intelligence. And we just got finished answering our fourth question. In our culture, is emotional intelligence seen as a strength or weakness? We are curious always to know what you think. Please let us know. Live chat or comment section below, and we respond to all the comments. And before we get to our fifth and final question of the night, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and jump into these flavor bombs. But also, what we want to do real quick before we get into that is let y'all know our winner for March 22nd, y'all. Superstar, YouTube user Superstar 7. All right. At Superstar SE7EN940. Congratulations and thank you for being a subscriber to the channel. We love you. We appreciate you. You are our winner for our subscribe and win $100. Make sure to send your Cash App tag to Chef Pearl at DBCHEFTV.com. All right, for payment and verification, so we can get you that hundo. All right, so we can get you that bread, get you your change, man. Or baby girl, whoever that is, you know, loved one. We want to get you that because we appreciate you, and thank you for that, y'all. If y'all know who that is, y'all let them know, because I don't know who all the subscribers are. You know, I just go through the list on in the admin section of the YouTube page, and and if you know who that person is, y'all let them know they won. You know, don't hate, don't try to let them miss out on they change. We're gonna try to contact them anyway.
Yeah.
All right. But you know, share the news, because that could be you, you know, but they got 48 hours to get to the bag. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's flavor bombs.
The flavor bombs presented to you by DBCHEFTV.
All right, y'all. So we got flooding in Hawaii forcing evacuations. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the news a little bit. Hawaii has been having some storms. You know, it may not be a real big topic, but you know, I'm a veteran of the U.S. Coast Guard, and you know, we respond to things like these. Katrina, I got experience and all that stuff, man. So like,
yeah.
You know, so when I see stuff like this, I'll be like, man, because I've been boots on the ground, and I know what it's like to experience this type of situation. So we're gonna go check out a story on that. Then we got Amazon reducing its businesses with the United States Postal Service. And we're going to check and see how that affects, because a lot of us use Amazon for our packages and things. And we love when they arrive. You know, we love when they arrive by Amazon, FedEx, UPS, you know, DHS, the post office. We don't care. We just be waiting on that pack, you know. But this is something to update and let people know what could possibly happen, or what is going to be happening with Amazon reducing this business with the post office and how that affects us. All right. And then, you know, gas prices been rising, y'all, with the conflict going on with the war in Iran and the Straits of Hormuz being closed and everything. So people gonna find ways to, you know, to try to survive or try to scam or however they paint the picture. But they got magnets they're using magnets to steal diesel fuel as price rises. So we're gonna jump into a couple clips about that, and then we're gonna talk about it. So let's get into those real quick.
Hawaii is getting ready for more possible devastation as a second powerful storm targets the islands.
This is it. It's reached the wall. The wall gives. This is where it's going to give.
That dangerous situation is unfolding north of Honolulu. A 120-year-old dam is near a possible failure. Thousands living downstream have been told to evacuate, but many weren't sure where to go.
At one point, the power went out and it was flooding, and they don't have their pumps. They're in trouble.
It was this deep in the hotel lobbies. The way the swell was so high, we couldn't even dock in Kona. And then Hilo was just flooded everywhere. You couldn't see anything. Yeah.
The Hawaiian National Guard has been activated. Forecasters say the heaviest of the rain is expected to wind down today, but the entirety of the storm won't be gone for another couple of days. Damage is already estimated to exceed $1 billion.
Amazon.
That's crazy, God. They said that damages are already expected to exceed $1 billion.
$1 billion with a B.
$1 billion with a B.
That's a lot. Yo, shout out to everybody in Hawaii, man. Hope y'all keep your heads up. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah, we had a brother over there. Brother Bolin was over there.
Yeah, I was stationed over there with.
Yeah, Brother Bolin over there. I checked in with him though, and he said everything was all good.
Yeah, I got a cousin out there too. Yeah.
You know. So, you know, if you got family out there or people that you care about, you know, check in with them, send them a text message, make sure they're okay, make sure they're not affected. Because those situations are very dire when they happen, man. Like, you know, a lot of stuff, electric, people almost have no electric. You know, there aren't any electric unless it's at above the water level areas. The infrastructure is down, you know, with that flooding. Water is a different beast.
Yeah.
You know, and everything is ruined once it get wet. So, you know, we're gonna pray for everybody in Hawaii.
And being on an island, man. Oof.
Right, and you're on the island. So even getting aid and, you know, and things there is sometimes can be a logistic nightmare, you know. So definitely we praying for all the folks out there in Hawaii. Plus, my little cousin Peoples is from Hawaii too. I got a little cousin who's native Samoan. So no, and definitely, you know, shout out to my cousins and them out there.
Hell yeah,
you know.
Plans to significantly reduce the volume of packages it ships through the U.S. Postal Service, according to the Wall Street Journal, and is looking to do so as its contract with the struggling government agency is set to expire this fall. Amazon wants to cut the number of packages it sends through USPS by 2/3, the journal reported, noting Amazon disclosed the plan to the Postal Service during a bidding process for the agency's last-mile delivery service, the final step of deliveries carried out by USPS. About 15% of the packages delivered in the U.S. last year by the Postal Service came from Amazon. The contract between the Postal Service and Amazon will expire in October and reportedly generate $6 billion per year for the agency. If Amazon's bid for the Postal Service's last-mile delivery service is declined, the e-commerce titan could look to other carriers for final mile deliveries, invest more in its own fleets, or increase its bid, the journal reported. The USPS, a self-funded agency, reported losses of $9 billion in 2025, following a $9.5 billion loss the year before. The Postal Service cites several factors for these losses, including reductions in transportation and workers' compensation expenses, as well as increased operating revenues. Amazon, which delivered 6.7 billion packages last year, surpassed UPS and FedEx in delivery volumes last year, and is on pace to top USPS volumes by 2028 with 8.4 billion parcels, according to Pitney Bowes' Parcel Shipping Index report. Amazon's reliance on the Postal Service's last mile delivery service is particularly crucial for getting packages to customers in rural and remote areas. The last mile of mail delivery is generally the most expensive part of the process and can account for up to 52% of a shipment's total cost, according to the Association for Supply Chain Management. The challenge facing the agency's model is that it depends on letter mail revenue protected by a legal monopoly, but letter columns have fallen and created a crumbling revenue base, according to nonprofit research firm Brookings.
What you think about that, guy?
It kind of it sounds crazy to me a little bit because it sounds to me like the post office would want to keep the contract with Amazon.
I would think they would. They said they lost,
right.
They lost 9. The contract is worth 6.
Back to back, right? 2 years in a row. Like, to me, like, I'm not understanding. They said this, the post office was self-funded.
Yes.
I kind of thought the post office was like a government kind of thing, to be honest.
No, you can now cut it out. Cut it out. You know damn well. Yeah. Cut it out.
Yeah, but not. I do think that I don't understand why they would not want to do business with Amazon, especially if so much of their business is that last mile, like they talked about, like something I never even thought about, right? And I actually, as a producer, I have been learning more and more about the distribution game and that whole cycle. So that is kind of interesting to know. So it's because customers don't care about none of that.
No, they just want their stuff.
They just want and they want it for the same price, right? They don't care about what it costs you to get it to them.
No, I think people will be willing to pay. You know, it's crazy you just said that, guy, because I'm just like, maybe the post office should go to just delivering the mail, but then make themselves like a way to make money, right? They say, okay, so we're going to be the boutique. They talking about that last mile.
Yeah.
So we say, okay, on Amazon, right? On Amazon, you can get your package on Prime Day. You can get your free shipping or whatever. You can choose free shipping, you know, if you're a Prime member. You can go on Prime Day or expedite it if you pay a little bit through the post office, you know? And then the post office gets that extra money, and then that would help them pick up that revenue.
And the producer ain't got to pay nothing more. The customer literally pays for what they want.
And the customer pays for it. Yeah, the customer determines, do I need it now or can I wait?
Yeah.
You know? And then I'm thinking like that would drive more revenue if they aren't just, you know, maybe even if they do get their contract renewed, because it's $6 billion, it's a $6 billion contract. Now, if they renew it, I couldn't imagine them asking for less than 9 to renew it, because that's to make up their margin losses, right? But if they say, okay, if Amazon says, well, we only want to pay 6, okay, or will they negotiate 7.5? Well, it's like, okay, well, we don't want to keep having the same amount of loss. We need to get that. So, well, they already, and let me slow down. They're already losing 9 with Amazon's $6 billion contract
that they're about to lose.
Okay.
Which is what I'm saying, right? Like, I don't understand why they would want to get rid of it because they're just gonna be lost down more money.
Right. Then they down 15 billion.
Right?
If they lose the contract. So that's why I'm just like, they should they should take the contract and maybe go up for, maybe see if they can go up maybe $1.5 billion on it. See if Amazon will go 7.5. All right.
$1.5 billion. That's crazy numbers.
See if Amazon will go 7, 8. I mean, they got money, like they throwing that money around, It sounds large to us, but they Jeff got it. Jeff got it. Go $1.5 billion on the contract, and then go boutique. Say we'll do expedited services for an extra fee for customers. And then they just enter the data in, and then you have that option as a customer to check out. And then the post office makes that extra revenue. And then they can pick up, I don't know if they're going to cover $9 billion in the worth of losses over a year, but people buy a lot of stuff off Amazon.
Every day.
So, who knows how close they'll come to it, but maybe they'll get, maybe their loss will be $4 billion instead of 9. I don't know, but it definitely means that if we don't know if, and like they say, Amazon may even say, we're not going to use the post office. We're just going to discontinue our business model with them altogether, and we're going to reinvest in our own delivery and trucks and services, and making sure that we can get stuff that extra mile on their own. Then that would be Amazon expanding their delivery capability,
Which would sound monopoly-ish, because they're already beating everybody already.
I mean, where the cheapest food at?
I know, right?
Walmart, right? Okay. So, mom and pop got a grocery store. How long do it last when they put up the Walmart?
A week or two.
If the Walmart selling gas and everything too, and got the tire center, then guess what happens?
Yeah.
Gas stations going down, and the tire shop ain't gonna have as much, people going, I went over to Walmart. Shoot, they gave me a couple of discounts and a daggone a box of pastries, and
one-stop shop got everything, right?
Yeah, they gave me a free box of pastries. They gave me a certificate for a box of pastries. Okay, they gave me 10% off my next purchase at Walmart, and they gave me a military discount plus a senior citizen discount. What the hell am I gonna go over there for? And how can you compete with that? You can't compete. You need all yours. I need $79.95, sir, plus tax. Walmart just gave it to me for $49.59, and then gave you about $20 in free rebates and stuff like that. Like, you can't compete with that
at all.
You can't compete with that. So, I just say we need to own it. And when you start own it, own you some Walmart shares, okay? That's it. Don't hate them, join them. Don't hate them, join them.
As U.S. gas prices continue to soar tonight, diesel reaching a whopping $5 per gallon mark today. That's up 34% since the start of U.S. and Israeli airstrikes against Iran. Now, that right there, the highest price tracked for diesel dating back to December 2022. So now some thieves looking to take advantage of the price hikes targeting diesel in what Florida investigators are describing as an organized theft operation spanning multiple counties, if not states. Check it out. The suspect seen here now accused of using strong, heavy-duty magnets to manipulate fuel pump components, allowing the fuel to flow freely, bypassing the payment system entirely.
People that are engaged in this type of fuel theft, they're either selling the fuel on the black market, or it could be associated with some other, somewhat legitimate business. So a trucking business.
Now, that case specifically out of Santa Rosa County, Florida, still under investigation right now, but Captain Brad Brady there says more arrests are likely.
More arrests are likely.
Yo, God, I hate the news, right? Because I think that was irresponsible journalism. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, all I'm thinking about is how can I use a magnet to get.
Your truck diesel?
I'm trying to figure out if it work on anything else.
I know, right? I know.
Like they got me wanting Radio Shack to come back, right? Like,
nope, nope, nope.
Right? Like that was, I mean, yeah, this the gas prices is crazy. The whole war situation is crazy. Um, but what you gonna do about it though, right? Like, besides complain, you know, like for me, I know, what they said 2022. I remember making a decision where I rode the bus and took the train for 6 months because I was like, man, I cannot see myself paying $5 a gallon for gas every day. Like it hurt me. And I'm like, it costs $80 a month for a Metro card. I'm like, yo, I can take the bus and the train for a whole month for $80. It was just slower, but that's what I did about it. Right. I didn't like it. And I didn't like it so much that I found another way to do the exact same thing, get to work and get home.
Mm-hmm.
Right. In a way that I could tolerate. It was slower, but I could tolerate that because it was cheaper.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I just couldn't see myself doing that.
But it also got, how was that experience? Because I know, because you had driven for so long, but to be back on the bus around the people with the on the bus with the malarkey, like how was that? God, that's crazy. I couldn't even. I'm so bougie nowadays. I couldn't even imagine jumping on a bus. Like unless I'm on vacation somewhere, like. Yeah, then we take public transportation, enjoy yourself, But I'm just like, if it was like had to get up every day and get on the train to go, like, oh man, like I'm such a spoiled American. I'm like I'm gonna pay that $5.
Right?
How was that though? How was that experience though? Getting up because you had to get up a little earlier, right?
I had to get up a little early. I had to walk a little bit more because it was it's not as convenient. Like I'm not living in Brooklyn no more, so I ain't just gotta walk to the corner. But it was cool because like after like the first week or whatever, you start seeing like everybody you start seeing the regulars.
All the regular
the people that do this on a regular basis, so they're used to seeing each other. And then you get used to seeing them and they get used to seeing you, and everybody just fall into their spot, right? And it's like I felt I really like it took like about a week, and I felt like I was back at home again, like just riding the bus, riding the train.
See the same person be like, "Good morning." You start speaking to people and shit, right? Like, what's up? Good morning.
I don't worry about the little young kids or the young people because I don't get no pressure.
Nah.
Right, so I don't be thinking about stuff like that. But it was interesting. Like it definitely made me say I don't understand why everybody not doing this. That's when I really started saying like I don't trust y'all because everybody's complaining about $5 a gallon gas, but you can take public transportation for $80 a month.
But they still willing to pay the $5.
And I'm saying if you're willing to pay it, shut up.
Right? What you complaining about if you willing to pay it?
You gonna pay it and go to work. Because when I'm not thinking about gas prices, God, I don't think about gas prices. I just go fill up.
That's it. You rich, Ali. you just go and put the pump in with your arrogant self, slide your card in and just fill up and don't even try to round off.
I fill up, God. Like
until it go click, and then I take it out and put it on the thing.
But you know what else I do? I use the gas station apps. Right, I get the
prices.
I get the discounts. Right, I go to BJ's and Costco's, and I'm a member, so I get the discounts. Right, like I actually pay for these memberships because paying for the membership actually benefits me like way more
Right.
than whatever it costs to be a BJ's member.
Right. Absolutely, yeah. You're
Just
frugal,
getting,
you're frugal
you know what
and wise with the approach versus just, it's gas, you gotta have it, and it's gonna cost. you know.
Nah, God, like every gas station I frequent, I make sure I got the app and I'm getting points.
That's what I
Right?
say. I done came a long way from 5 on 10.
What?
I done came a long way from 5 on 10 or 10 on 5. We
Man.
we don't do none of that no more. So,
However, I still do ride with the light on, so I will test that light.
yeah, because I want to make sure my fuel pump's still working. That's the perfect time for me to throw one of them catacombs in there. One of them Lucases in there or something.
The perfect time.
Clean them injectors and keep things running. But definitely, y'all out there, we are at a conflict right now, time period in the U.S. where things are being affected, prices, gas, and fuel, and it affects everything. It affects on how things come to the market, and those prices are ultimately put on the consumers. So if the people that we buy stuff from have to pay more to get it to us, then that's the way business works. We're going to have to pay more to use it, to have it. So it's just something to be mindful of. And like the guy Ali Dawudel was just saying, look at your alternative ways of being able to survive and maintain in situations like these, because they say it's temporary, but nobody knows how long temporary is.
Taxes were supposed to be temporary.
After the Emancipation Proclamation, I'm not convinced.
Me either. Like, I'm just saying.
After the Emancipation Proclamation, I'm not so convinced.
Like, tax their ass, they don't need no representation.
None. Taxation without representation. Yeah, definitely. But
you've just been flavor bombed, and now back to our show.
Definitely, y'all. So if you're just joining us, make sure to please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live, y'all. We have been smoking on emotional intelligence this evening, and hopefully you have been enjoying the show. Let us know in the comment section or in the live chat. We are going to answer our fifth and final question. Last but never least, is the phrase emotional intelligence bad, good, or misunderstood? The God, Ali Dawudel at BK Soul Farm.
So, Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of emotional intelligence is good. I do like that, right? But when I look at the questions that was asked and thinking about our culture and our society and our norms, I'm going to say that it is so misunderstood that it's bad, right? It's so misunderstood that people are weaponizing accountability, right? And running from it themselves. And instead, I think that they need to, I'm gonna say it again, be honest. And instead of asking for emotional intelligence, ask for the actual attributes, like, state your goals and say, are you down? You know what I'm saying? Like that's the alternative to that. But they're not doing that. They're not saying that. They're not being honest, and everybody's just spreading lies. So I'm gonna say that while I do like it and I do like the definition, it is so misunderstood that to the point to where it's bad just because it's being weaponized. Accountability is being weaponized, and that's not good.
Definitely, guys. So you say misunderstood, bad because it's being weaponized, but the definition of it is absolutely a good definition.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely second that that the definition of it, coming into it and learning it, like not knowing, having any idea what emotional intelligence was before the show tonight. Like, like honestly, y'all, we really don't know these things. We don't do a lot of research. We just put the show together and then come on here and
talk.
And we don't fake kick it. You know what I'm saying? We kick it for real. So, and and we try to do our best at at being mature about everything that we going on here. And with that emotional intelligence, like the ability to recognize, understand, and deal skillfully with one's own emotions and the emotions of others, as by regulating one's emotions or by showing empathy and good judgment in social interactions. It's a full-time job. So what I don't believe is that all of the people who are asking for others to have emotional intelligence have ever really studied this definition. I don't think they even have seen how this definition applies to themselves first. So that's why I'm definitely agreeing that it's misunderstood, even though it's a good definition.
Great definition.
Yeah.
But
it's so misunderstood because, people would not stop and take the time, and we hear this in the, and I pop the balloon. I'm putting y'all on. Shout out to y'all. We don't hate. I'm just saying that's where it just got planted in my head. I was watching the pop the balloon. I'm like, God damn, everybody want this damn emotional intelligence. What the hell is this? I'm like, am I too old to understand it? Let me see. Let me go digging in the crates. So, so understanding what it is now, going to the definition, not going to a whole bunch of people who I've seen already denounce it, but profess how bad they want it, and y'all can watch the pop the balloon and see if I'm lying on that, if I'm misinterpreting something, but definitely would agree with the God Ali that that is definitely misunderstood, and it is good. But that's the things that has it confusing. That's the things that has it confusing, and there's so many words that we talk about here on Cigar Sundays Live that are good words definition wise, but we have all of these meanings that we apply to it that makes it confusing to find that balance of where it needs to be, that level playing field of where we need to meet at on this thing, and the meanings just have us so divided in so many areas of life, so hopefully this helps somebody. You got something from it. Like we always say, if you like something, pick it up, take a smoke. If you don't, leave it in the ashtrays. We not the gurus, but we working on this thing every day too.
Hell yeah.
So once again, y'all, our winner for the DBCHEFTV $100 subscriber goes to Superstar 7 at Superstar 7 EN 940 on YouTube. You are the winner. Congratulations, and we thank you for subscribing. Make sure that you send your Cash App tag to me, Chef Pearl at DBCHEFTV.com. That is Chef Pearl at DBCHEFTV.com for your payment and for me to verify you, and tell everybody else to to subscribe to the channel, so you can win. Plus you can hang out with us sometimes and smoke on words like two big nerds.
Hell yeah.
Definitely. So real quick, y'all, we've spoken on emotional intelligence tonight. We went over our first question. What do you think of when you hear the words emotional intelligence? Second, how do we identify if someone really lacks emotional intelligence or they just don't care? Third, how do you think social media is influencing emotional intelligence? Fourth, in our culture, is emotional intelligence seen as strength or weakness? Fifth, is the phrase emotional intelligence bad, good, or misunderstood? Let us know what you think in the comment section below. All right. We want to thank everybody for pulling up, hanging out with us tonight. And don't forget to head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and get your copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability. It's springtime, y'all. Y'all need to go ahead and get that. It's the perfect time. Also, let's celebrate the spring solstice. Spring solstice just came in. We on the 22nd, on the Sunday. So, I'm a little astrological, a little zodiacal. We feeling the astrology.
Hell yeah.
So definitely, because there's a thing called a grower's almanac. So, that wouldn't have been existed thousands of years ago by people who look like me and you if it didn't have some significance, y'all. So get your grower's almanac and get your 1016 160 Self-Sustainability almanac, put them together, and guess what you're gonna get? Self-sustainability,
every time.
Each and every time. So we want y'all to have a peaceful, positive, and productive start to your week. And once again, we thank y'all for joining us. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, y'all. Make sure you subscribe to Cigar Sundays Live and subscribe to DBCHEFTV to enter to win $100. Until next time, I'm Chef Herb Pearl at DBCHEFTV, always with the God Ali Dawudel at BK Soul Farm, and we are the Cigarden Panel. Peace, God.
Peace, God. This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 Self-Sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then brunch with the fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude. At Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. You are the key to your financial freedom, so unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.